Where's?
Well, I mean, she continues to accuse me of being a crook.
Well, good morning. Sorry for the delay. We were making sure that we had a quorum. We do have a quorum now. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mrs. Huerta, would you call the roll?
Chairman Everett Roy.
Present.
Board members Roland Barrera.
Here.
Sylvia Campos. Here. Eric Cantu is absent. Rudy Garza is absent. Paulette Guajardo, the mayor will be running late. Gil Hernandez. Here. Kaylin Paxson is absent. Mike Pesley. Here. Mark Scott. Here. James Sedgwick. Here. Carolyn Vaughn is absent. So we do have a quorum present to conduct the meeting.
Thank you. Our first item is public comment. Would anybody like to make public comment? Mrs. Huerta, have you received any public comment?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, I would like to go over the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes at this point? If there's none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have our financial report.
Sergio Villasana, Director of Finance and Procurement. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Included in your agenda packet are the unaudited financial statements as of July 31st, 2025. Includes a balance sheet and an income statement. Have a brief presentation here covering budget to actuals as well as your schedule of commitments. So just a reminder on the reinvestment zone number 3, it's comprised of three entities, the City of Corpus Christi, Nueces County, and Del Mar College, with all three participating at 100%. TIRZ number 3 is intended to fund public improvements in targeted areas such as the C District, Uptown, Marina Arts District, and South Downtown. Jumping right into your budget to actual statement here, looking at your first column, which is second column over, it's your amended budget. So for the fiscal year 2025, total revenues were budgeted at $3.5 million. Actuals year to date as of July 31st amounted to about $3.5 million. This leaves about $24,000 of revenues to be earned to make budget. On the expenditure side, going down to the total expenditures row, a total of 10.1 was budgeted. 2.7 has been expensed as of July 31st. This leaves about 7.4 of unspent appropriations for the year. Going to the very bottom line, on a budget basis, the forecast here was to end the year at a 1.8 fund balance. As of July 31st, we're at 9.2. So then this next slide will pick that up from that 9.2 million starting in fiscal year 2025. Your beginning fund balance there is 9.2 million. We expect that 24,000 revenue to come in. There's been an estimate of $260,350 to be paid out in future incentives. And administration and other expenses are expected to come in at $880,000. So we expect to have funds available at the end of fiscal year 2025, about 8.1. Then we have the next 4 years forecasted here with a beginning fund balance of 8.1 in 2026. And you can see from 2026 to 2029, your beginning fund balance starts to decrease. We do keep estimated revenues flat. You can see them at 3.5 million per year. This is a conservative approach. And we do have future incentives forecasted out ranging from 3.3, and as the years passes, it'll drop down to 1.4 in 2029. Administration and other expenses in 2026, we start the year at 3 million, and 27 through 2029, administration and other expenditures will drop to about 1.9. And we look at the last column here, your total estimated balance available for commitments in future years, starting at 5.3, ending 2026, will then continue to be reduced to about 2020 and 2028 to about 3.3, then it jumps back up to 3.4 in 2029. The next few slides is basically the detail to your commitments, and I'll keep this at a very high level unless there's specific questions. So starting with your project-specific development commitments, total 3.6 has been committed to these types of programs. Next, we have the targeted vacant property improvement commitments. A total of 1.5 million has been committed to these programs. We also have commercial finish out, 127,000 has been committed to this program for the next couple of years. Downtown Living Initiative, a total of 3.4 million has been committed over the next few years. Streetscape and Safety Improvement Program, you have about 5.9 committed over the next 5 to 6 years here. Rooftop Activation Program, a total of $2 million has been committed to that program. And lastly, administration services and other expenditures, a total of 7.8 will be spent over the next 4 years. Yeah, this concludes my presentation. I'll take any questions.
Do we have any questions from the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Board Member Campos?
Thank you. On our valuations from our properties at the DMD, how has that reflected on our overall finance properties or our finance? Does that reflect on this presentation that you're?
We're not reflecting the growth in the estimated annual revenue. We're keeping that flat to make sure we're conservative with the funds available.
So you don't consider that either going down or going up? No.
It is considered for budget preparation. What's not updated here on 2026, we kept the budget flat at 3.5. And so there is incremental growth. It's not reflected here on the presentation, but during the budget process, it is factored in once we have those certified values, and you can actually get the true incremental growth of that area. Then you can actually calculate better revenues and then the percentage of collection on those revenues.
And how do you do that again?
So once you have certified values, you will have the certified values of the tax increment reinvestment zone. So when the zone was created, there's something called the base value of all those properties. Mm-hmm. And then so it's a snapshot of back then when that happened, and a new snapshot is taken of the current values. And what that difference is your incremental growth, which is then the revenue that would go specifically into that zone. And so once you have certified values, you now know what that true revenue is going to be.
Okay, well, I think in the future, I think we'd like to have just only because, the reason that we do the TIRZ is to create, right, incentive, and so that we know for sure that this is working and that it is growing and that tax base is actually, doing the contribution to our city. So again, I just would like to see that background as to the valuations of those properties and continue to either grow or decline. We need to make sure that we have a good measurement as to where our tax dollars are actually going.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Seeing that there's no other questions, we do not have an executive session today, so I want to go into the first agenda item.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Arlene Medrano, Executive Director of the Downtown Management District. The item before you today is a request for an 18-month extension for the development deadline for Pfluger Architects for the property located at 401 North Chaparral Street, which is the street-level retail space at the Cosmopolitan. The original agreement was approved on September 17th, 2024, and included 2 programs totaling $36,866. Pfluger Architects is locked into a 5-year lease and is currently a paying tenant of this space, which has been vacant since 2017. Permits have been approved. They are seeking a 180-day extension to their permit, and I have Connie Rivera, managing principal with Pfluger Architects, here with us today as well.
Okay, are there any questions?
I move for approval.
Board Member Pusley?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I spoke with Arlene at length about this project yesterday, and it's a great project, but, and she now informs me that we're not carrying the encumbrances on our balance sheet like we used to. I think we learned our lesson on the 600 building with that, but Arlene, did you find out how long the building permits are good for?
I did. They are going to expire this month, and they are seeking an extension.
So I just failed to see what the benefit of us carrying this for another year and a half on our books when they could simply just reapply whenever, because they're going to have to reapply for their permits.
So the challenge is just administratively carrying it through the
But
process.
I mean,
all
it's not
over
going to
again.
cost them anything to reapply, right?
Maybe not them, but it costs us administratively, just going through the entire process.
I mean, you're not going to throw this information away. I just don't see any reason why we carry these on our books for a year and a half when we don't know in a year and a half if they're even going to be able to be ready to start this project at that point.
Connie, did you want to comment on a potential start date for the project?
Good morning. I'm Connie Rivera, Managing Principal for the Corpus Christi Office of Fluor. We expect to begin construction in 6 months. We do, I mean, that's a plan moving forward. It's not, I don't know if, I'm not sure what the issue is particularly, but it's not something that we're tabling indefinitely.
Okay.
Board Member Barrera.
Well, I just, again, like I said, I don't have a problem with the project specifically, but, and if we're not going to carry the encumbrance in our financials, is that correct, Arlene? Is that?
Yes, they're no longer encumbered. You know, like you said, we learned a lesson with 600 building. We carried that large encumbrance for multiple years. And so honestly, when I came back, I thought we were still encumbering, but I learned from finance that we no longer carry the encumbrances. So it's really just a budgeted number year over year. And if we bring forward a budget amendment, say at the November or January meeting, we can, currently their $30,000 was encumbered for FY25, so it's technically not even budgeted for FY26. So we would have to go ahead and include that in a forecast for FY27, so it's not even technically budgeted, so to speak, yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Did you take me away?
I did. Board, can you, okay. Board Member Barrera.
Yeah, Arlene and Mike, I mean, it's $36,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I would agree, 600 building obviously is a big one. This one is not that significant. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You know, I mean, I get you.
Okay, we have a motion, but we did not receive a second. Oh, just a moment. Second. We have a second? Board Member Scott, did you have something?
I do, yes, sir. Live and learn. Explain the encumbrance conversation that happened before my arrival.
Oh, did you want
I
to?
just want to be educated. I think I understand it, but
Phone on. When we did, back when we did the 600 building and those things, we carried the amount that we were pledging to that project on our books, on our financials as an encumbrance. So it basically takes that amount of money off of your books for other projects. But Arlene informed me yesterday that because of what happened to us on the 600 building, that they had, they were not going to do that anymore. So I guess it's a financial accounting kind of issue. I don't know whether you can just not do that or whether that's.
I wondered. What I wondered is if you,
Yeah, I mean,
if you end up paying it, then you get the hickey, right? I don't.
that's exactly right.
I mean, it's budgeted year over year, so in the financials, it does show a forecast out to FY20. So for targeted vacant property, you have things earmarked to pay in FY27, commercial finish out FY26. So it's shown here, but my understanding is that, and Sergio may be able to provide additional information, but just from an encumbrance standpoint, it becomes an issue once you do your, what is that closeout in March that takes place?
But
So it's just challenging to carry
you're
the.
carrying it as a budgeted item, but it's not being reflected in your financials.
Councilman, so when the encumbrance is made, what it does, it'll reserve those fund balance funds in a different line item in your budget. So you'll have a negative unreserved fund balance, and then the reserve for encumbrances a positive amount, so your net fund balance is the same. But you see in the forecast here in the presentation that we do is you're relying on future revenues to make those commitments. So for a financial statement presentation for our annual comprehensive financial report, those commitments are disclosed on a footnote for the reader. So they're not booked on your books, but they are reported as a commitment on the financial statements.
So, two thoughts. One is, I always need to remind myself, never ask a CPA a real question, because I just embarrass myself. So,
Okay.
at some point later this week, especially when I get over my sinus infection, call me, educate me on that.
Will do.
Second was, so if we have a meeting next month and we have a project that wants $10 a year for 5 years, and we're sitting here deliberating, would you say, hey, look, you only have $3 to spend and they want 5 because we have encumbered or we've committed these funds in the next 5 years? Or are you going to say, oh, yeah, we got $5?
Can you repeat that again? Let me.
Well, I'm just, if we're talking about giving an incentive next month, when you visit with us about how much money is available to incent, will you include the net? Will it include how much we have committed to other projects in out years so that we're looking at a real picture?
Right. So, the presentation we do shows the commitments that are expected to be paid out. For accounting purposes, what we're going to recognize is the expense that's going to happen with your current resources. So if it's expected to have an obligation within a year, we're going to recognize that as an expense. Those future years won't be on your government books because they're relying on future resources.
Which is the same thing as income.
Correct.
I guess my interest would be knowing what money is available in the out years as we deliberate whether to give an incentive or not.
Yes, sir.
Am I going to be aware of that?
Yes, sir. On the slide that shows on our financial presentation, we'll have the budget to actual slide. Then the slide right after that is a schedule of funds available for commitments. And so what that does is forecast out. We're putting all the commitments you made in there and keeping your estimated revenues there as well. And so you see your running fund balance on the last column to your right.
Okay. Would you later this week give me a call?
Yes, sir.
Walk
Definitely.
me through this. Mr. Chairman, that's good. My last two comments is as I read my notes without my glasses, I agree with both. It's not a lot of money, but also I think we ought to have maybe a conversation about a policy position. Hey, if you tell me you're going to do a project in 12 months, I'm going to take you at your word, and I'm going to give you, and if I vote for the incentive, I expect it done. I don't know why. I'm sensitive to people asking for more time. And again, it's only $36,000, which is probably a bad statement, but I'm sensitive to, I'm willing to vote for it, but I think we ought to have a policy conversation that says no or yes, and so we're not arguing this every time it comes back.
Absolutely, if that makes sense. It sounds like a concern.
Board Member Sedgwick?
Yeah, just to clarify, okay, this 5-year forecast that you gave us in your presentation has a column in there for commitments. It's always been my understanding that that column represents all of the commitments that we have that are detailed on these sheets behind there, which I think answers Mr. Scott's question, that column. So if we looked at this today, based on flat revenue for the next 5 years, you would answer the question, we have $3.4 million available right now for future commitments. Is that a true statement?
That is true.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. So all in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Next, we have a motion to approve a downtown development agreement with Catholic Diocese of Corpus Christi for improvements to the property located at 501 through 505 North Upper Broadway.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and board members. Arlene Medrano, Executive Director of the Downtown Management District. The item before you today is, well, I'm on the wrong item, sorry. Is a motion to approve a downtown development agreement with Catholic Diocese of Corpus Christi for improvements to the property located at 501 through 505 North Upper Broadway for a total incentive amount not to exceed $474,283 effective upon signature by city manager or designee. So project overview, the developer is the Diocese of Corpus Christi. They are currently working on an investment of $13,650,000 on their property with an estimated completion date of December 30th, 2028. And the item before you today is a streetscape and safety improvement program incentive in the amount of $474,283. A brief history of the site. The church was founded in 1853 as St. Patrick's Church. It became the Corpus Christi Cathedral in 1912. It's the only cathedral in the world named Corpus Christi, and it's a stunning example of colonial Spanish revival architecture. The cathedral is a visual landmark in the downtown and uptown skyline and was designated a state historical landmark in 1994. While I cannot summarize 60 years of Catholic Charities in one slide, very briefly, I do want to share that Catholic Charities serves 12 counties in the Coastal Bend. They serve the poor, underprivileged, and those in need by providing food, clothing, job placement assistance, utility assistance, rent assistance, and many other essentials for individuals facing financial hardship. The Mother Teresa shelter across the street offers outreach services to homeless individuals. Their volunteers have served over 93,000 meals and have done more than 7,300 loads of laundry. In summary, they provide resources where resources are scarce and needs are greatest in our community. A brief example of another place of worship having received a TIRZ incentive is Polk Street Church in the city of Amarillo. They had similar streetscape improvements such as concrete sidewalks, pedestrian lighting, trees, landscaping, etc. The phases of the investment are listed here. Phase 1 was completed in 2023 with the completion of the Emmanuel Chapel. Phase 2 is currently in progress. That's their interior remodel at a cost of $6 million. Currently, their exterior and facade improvements are pending TIRZ agreement at $1.4 million. And a future phase is the construction of a new community facility. One story is $5.5 million, a two-story would be $11 million, but we went ahead and included a more conservative amount there. So this economic impact study was prepared by the South Texas Economic Development Center at Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. This team is led by 4 PhD economists who are also professors at the College of Business at TAMU-CC. They have a combined 71 years of post-PhD experience in economics research and practice. They are led by Dr. Gevrick, who's an expert in economic impact studies. The team's expertise spans regional and urban economics, labor and applied microeconomics, fiscal and monetary policy, international trade, and global economics. The modeling prepared is based on construction spending between the years 2023 and 2028. The economic impact pertains solely to the construction project, not diocese operations. So for a $13.5 million spending, we can expect to see a total economic impact of $20,375,263. Total tax revenue is $1,091,331. Currently, there is a lot going on around the cathedral in Uptown. One block to the south, we have AT&T building undergoing facade improvements. One block to the west, we have a $32 million hotel being built. Also, one block to the west, $10 million improvements at the TAMU-CC building. One block to the west, we have $3.6 million going into the Exchange. We also have the purchase and demolition of the property immediately adjacent to the north of the cathedral, and that was that parking garage that was purchased and demolished. And then, of course, we have our own city bond project, $2.6 million for that upper, middle, and lower Broadway project. So the cathedral is a source of community pride. With 40,000 annual visitors, it certainly stimulates economy and deters crime in the area. It enhances pride, safety, walkability. It encourages revitalization and boosts property values in the surrounding area. It reflects diverse cultural roots of the community. Preserving it helps maintain a sense of place and continuity, not only for the 210,000 Catholics in the Coastal Bend, but for anyone, regardless of creed, who can appreciate and be inspired by the architectural and artistic beauty of the church. It has an ornate facade, arched windows and doorways, stained glass windows, hand-carved woodwork, liturgical art, and visual theology. Once the church reopens, visitors will be allowed self-guided tours before and after Masses and on Saturdays. This is an example of past TIRZ-approved nonprofit projects. We have the Ritz Theater, who has been a steadfast champion of the arts and culture in our community. The Education Service Center, which is committed to educating educators, as well as the Buck Commission headquarters, which has been a pillar of supporting youth in our community for over 50 years. This is the current facade condition of the church. This is blight surrounding the area. This is a project concept aerial view. So you can see the dark gray area is the proposed community facility with the plaza behind it and parking lot. It'll completely change the landscape of that block. This is the project concept view. This is a reminder of why we do streetscape in downtown. It is approved through our TIRZ project and financing plan to assist with improvements that increase quality and safety in the zone. Items that qualify for reimbursement up to 50% are exterior facade improvements, patio improvements, parklets, sidewalk and patio, cafes, et cetera. And these images are of other downtown businesses who have used streetscape and safety improvement. Benefits to the community: it enhances visual appeal and first impressions. It improves walkability and promotes safety, among many other. Eligibility: Chapter 311 of the Texas Tax Code does not prohibit churches or nonprofit organizations from participating in the TIRZ. The statute does recognize that building facades and other appearance features of a property can have an impact on the economic improvement in an area. Our TIRZ project and financing plan notes that its primary functions are to support private sector development and investment, plan and construct public improvements, and provide revitalization-focused programs and services. Staff recommends approving the Streetscape Safety Improvement Program at a amount $474,283, which is 3.6% of the overall investment for this project. I stand by for any questions.
Board Member Campos.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, I did not know that the cathedral was the, Corpus Christi Cathedral is the only one named, the only cathedral in the world. I had no idea, but so thank you for that. Is that also going to include like part of the parking? I know the parking on this side, is that money going to go towards their parking as well? There's a parking on the side that really needs attention, you don't know, or it won't?
No, but I have Deacon Mance here with the cathedral as well as their legal counsel, Mike Cervantes, but that's not included as part of the reimbursement of this particular
Project?
incentive.
Okay.
It might be part of their project, but it's not included in this incentive package.
Okay, no, that's fine. I am also, you know, it really is a beautiful, beautiful church, and I can see that it does need a little bit of help. I totally support this project. I also love that they have been including trees as part of their landscape. I have to throw that in. But anyway, I do support it, and I hope my fellow board members do as well. So that's about the only comments that I had. Thank you.
Board Member Barrera.
Yeah, I also want to comment about how personal this project is to me. I attended school there in the first and second grade. I remember in the first grade being in the courtyard when it actually snowed in Corpus Christi back in 1972. You know, and so the buildings that you see there that are gone, those were the offices for the school. I sang there many a time, as well as I received my first communion there. So I'm really excited that we could put this together. In fact, just the other day, I drove my grandchildren by there, and I said I went to this school. And, one of them even said, that old place, Of course, they were making fun of me more than the church. So I'm really excited. I think this is, once again, a great project. And I want to note, Mark is Presbyterian, but I'm sure he's not going to vote against this, the body of Christ, Thank you.
Board Member Pusley.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Arlene, can you refresh my memory on the Education Service Center? I thought that they didn't qualify for tax reinvestment dollars.
So both of those precede me, but my understanding is that they were approved for one in previous years and then applied for their most recent project that's been ongoing now for quite a while, and for whatever reason, did not qualify this second.
Yeah, that's what I remembered.
Yeah.
We did not approve them for,
But they were approved for 1 year prior.
okay, I don't remember what that was for. It's been too long ago, but, well, this is a great project. When the first one that ever came to the TIRZ board was the Ritz Theater, and I issued a cautionary mention there. We have to be really careful about including nonprofits, because you said something a while ago about what it's going to do, the tax base. Would you repeat that again? You were talking very fast, and I didn't catch all of it.
It increases the property value for the surrounding properties, and it can increase the property value for that facility itself. They still get appraised.
But they don't pay taxes, right?
Correct, not property.
Okay. And that's the reason I issued
Not
the
at
cautionary
this
tale about, we have to be very careful about these nonprofit projects because they don't pay taxes. So anyway, that's my only comment. I think it's a great project.
All right.
2 out of 3.
Seeing that there's no other questions,
I move for approval.
we have a motion and a second. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a motion to approve a service plan for the fiscal year 2026 and renew the interlocal cooperation agreement between the Corpus Christi Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 3 and the Corpus Christi Downtown Management District.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Arlene Medrano, Executive Director of the Downtown Management District. The item before you today is the renewal of the DMD TIRZ Number 3 and DMD City Interlocal Agreement. The terms of renewal provide that the DMD may submit a service plan and budget each year, and that upon the board's approval of both, the agreement will renew for an additional 1-year term. The interlocal agreements with the integrated service plan were included in your packets. The DMD Board of Directors did approve the FY 2026 service plan at our August 21, 2025 meeting. The DMD did adopt a 5-year strategic plan that runs from fiscal year 2022 through fiscal year 2026 and has defined goals and strategies to date. This service plan document is an annual statement of work that provides objectives and tactics on how we accomplish our goals. We are very intentional about this work and provide robust reports to support what we have accomplished on a monthly basis. And I have several board members present with me today, as well as Nick Haynes, who is the Regional Vice President of Block by Block. So the DMD is a professional municipal management district created in 1992 to represent property owners in the downtown. Through interlocal relationships with the City of Corpus Christi and the TIRZ Number 3, we facilitate development throughout downtown. Your contributions are leveraged with DMD property owner levy, fundraising, event sponsorship, and event revenue. Our Downtown Revitalization Alliance is composed of public and private partners who are champions of progress and believe in the future of our city. The DMD is powered by a professional team committed to revitalizing and enhancing the downtown experience for everyone: business owners, tenants, residents, and visitors. The Clean Team is a dedicated group who work daily to maintain cleanliness in the district. In our district operations, we believe that a clean downtown creates a positive first impression for residents, visitors, and investors. It reflects a sense of community pride and care and encourages people to spend time and money in our downtown. Public investments, such as the recently completed Bond 2018 light replacement program, which replaced 384 streetlights with LED lights, and the difference is noticeable. To increase the sense of security for downtown users, the DMD invests in 2,338 hours of dedicated Corpus Christi Police Department officer presence annually. This proactive approach ensures a visible and reassuring presence that helps deter crime, support local businesses, and make downtown a more welcoming place. The Clean Team core services in downtown are litter and graffiti removal, landscaping and beautification, placemaking and event support, and our ambassadors maintain a robust statistical data set that allows us to track data across the district. This helps with accountability, strategic planning, and continuous improvement. Placemaking for downtown refers to a community-driven approach to designing and activating public spaces that make urban areas more vibrant, welcoming, and functional. One project we are championing currently is the Agnes Chaparral Reimagined, which this board saw earlier this year as the reconfiguration of the last one-way section of Chaparral and is now a major entryway into downtown. Also in placemaking, thanks in large part to our corporate sponsors, we bring holiday installations and programming to the residents of Corpus Christi as well as visitors. These events build community pride and family traditions. They attract foot traffic and tourism and support local businesses. Murals, placemaking is also about our community's cultural expression, where we celebrate local identity through murals, performances, and storytelling, as you can see from Mural Fest, which many of you attended. I have a video, but I'm concerned we probably don't have enough time to share that, so I can email it to you afterwards. Okay. In economic development, the DMD has played an integral role in developing a robust, sustainable neighborhood that is downtown Corpus Christi. Property values have increased 89% since 2008. 80 new businesses have opened. We have leveraged $20 million in incentives for over $200 million in development, which is a 10-to-1 return on investment. Our vacant storefronts have decreased by 78%. 16 new businesses opened in downtown in fiscal year 2025. And there are currently 15 projects in development in downtown. In our promotions, while the TIRZ doesn't financially support our promotions team, they are certainly integral to amplifying the downtown brand. The promotions team keeps the community informed and engaged via social media and newsletters. They run marketing campaigns highlighting downtown's unique assets and are a part of the storytelling and branding that defines downtown personality. Promotions brings together public, private, and nonprofit stakeholders to achieve our goals. From securing sponsorships to building our micro-communities, they leverage resources for bigger impact. They also assist placemaking with building momentum for programming and events, such as our signature Downtown Holiday Series. The big one for promotions is our signature experience in downtown, which is First Friday Art Walk. Our 15-year monthly event has a $16.7 million economic impact and is vital to the long-term health and stability of many brick-and-mortar businesses, as well as mobile vendors. I also have a First Friday Art Walk video, which I'll also email to you because due to time. In promotions, we love collaborating with community partners on signature experiences that encourage shared innovation and shared ownership of revitalization in downtown. So we currently support approximately 25 partnering experiences. At the DMD, we pride ourselves in having a motivated staff to implement our vision. Part of our success is attributable to the written, well-documented goals and strategies that I've shared with you today. With more resources, we've been able to expand our programs, enhance our services, and respond more effectively to the needs of downtown. With a larger team, we've built a professional, mission-driven staff that can tackle complex challenges, lead innovative projects, and deliver results that matter. And with increased investment, we've earned the trust of our partners, stakeholders, and community, a trust we work every day to uphold. We empower our staff to excel by investing in training to help team members build confidence, sharpen skills, and stay current with best practices. It ensures that each employee can contribute at their highest level. And that concludes my presentation. I stand by for any questions.
Okay. First of all, I'd just like to say that thank you for the presentation, and you guys have done a great job. You really have. And I look at all the things that are going on just within this year itself, and all the accomplishments, your staff, you guys are always hardworking and dedicated. I was in Fort Lauderdale last week, and I spent a lot of time growing up there, and I used to sit there and kind of use Fort Lauderdale as the benchmark for other cities that are on the water. And I really feel that we're equal or surpassing Fort Lauderdale right now.
That's incredible. That is one of our aspiring
I'm incredibly
cities.
proud of our city, and so, do we have any other comments? Board Member Barrera?
Yeah. Hey, all right. You know, I just want to say that I was alerted, and I know you're pressed for time, so I won't.
Y'all are pressed for time.
No, it's okay. We'll be here till midnight. No, so I was informed that on social media, somebody gave me the moniker Roland Downtown Cheerleader Barrera.
Oh,
So it wasn't a positive thing, but I think it is.
I think it is. It was you.
Anyway, so I'm really proud of all the work that we do. Obviously, I make it known. I mean, I'm surprised that you didn't know how to go to the Cathedral, because I've told that story to ad nauseum. I'm sure Gil gets tired of it. He could probably repeat it on his own if he wanted to in a stand-up act. But no, I'm really pleased with the work. The downtown, cleanup crew is amazing. Just the plants, and I'm really looking forward to. I got criticized over saying we need to charge for parking, but people are really confused as to what to do, and I think that's a thing. And with all the events that we have going on downtown, so I'm really proud for you guys to be our partner.
Thank you. We are grateful for your partnership.
Board Member Hernandez.
Right, no need to fix what's not broken. So, I applaud the Downtown Management District's work. I have to admit the art walk thing is amazing. I think we at the city need to help out on the parking issue, and I know we're working on that. So, hopefully, we work hand in hand with the Downtown Management District on our parking solutions. Okay, and I didn't see you mention it, but I want to highlight it. Thank you.
Board Member Campos?
Thank you. I, too, am a big champion of the downtown, and as I said before to your predecessor, I think it's something that, should be emulated and expanded at some point. And I think you are kind of going a little bit further, I think, down where the Santa Fe gas, what is it called? Gaslight Square, are y'all moving towards that as well?
It's within the TIRZ.
Okay, so that's wonderful to see. So again, I also would like to, again, put out my idea or suggestion about the trolley or some kind of passenger cool kind of way to get people into the art walk. Because again, that's what I hear. I hear about the complaints about, where the parking, where can we park, because it's gotten so great and so popular. I also want to throw something out there for our community. I do believe that what makes a community unique and want to visit is the arts. And I think we need to be able to have places where it can be affordable for artists themselves. Yesterday, I met with two people that I said I would love to see an artist colony, something where each place that is being built includes residencies for, artists that, would like to live here and be able to afford to stay, especially downtown. So again, just mentioning that, and hopefully maybe that'll be part of the future plans. So thank you. And with that, did you make a motion to approve?
No, but I'll make a motion.
Yes. Okay.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, I'm sorry. Board Member Pusley?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've had a great partnership with the Downtown Management District, and I applaud all of the things that they've done. When we first began this journey, we we had a very extensive parking study done, and I think we need to drag that out and dust it off. There were some parts that were successful with respect to that and some that weren't, but I think it would be worth our while to update that and see where we go from there. Councilman Hernandez, our board member Hernandez brings up a good point where we've almost become a victim of our own success. And people have told me in many instances they drive down to go to the art walk or whatever and say, well, you know, we turned around, went back home because we can't find a place to park. So it's something we need to really look at. But that was a very extensive study we did, and hopefully we can bring that back up and maybe revisit it again and update it as well.
It's actually in the process of being updated now. They did have a kickoff meeting, and they invited the DMD, so we had a great kickoff meeting a couple weeks ago with Walker Parking. So that 2017 study, the city is updating that currently.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second, but I don't think we actually voted. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a presentation item on the update on Downtown Living Initiative.
Okay, I know we have 10 minutes, so I'll go quick. So the item before you today is a presentation update on Downtown Living Initiative. Board Member Scott requested that we bring this to our next meeting. So our Downtown Living Initiative is one of our incentives that was established in 2016 to incentivize residential development in downtown Corpus Christi. It supports both renovation and new construction of housing units, and those are images of residential units that have taken advantage of the TIRZ. Current incentives, originally it was $10,000 per unit. It was increased to $30,000 per units for qualifying multifamily projects, so it had to be 3 units or more. Additional funding is available up to 30% of per unit development costs for vacant building rehabilitation, office to residential conversions, and new construction. Payments can be made in lump sum or over several years depending on the project scale. So this is a project that we wanted to feature, which is the Northwater Apartments, which is took advantage of Downtown Living Initiative. So their total incentive was $580,000 paid out over 5 years in equal payments, as well as project-specific $98,000 paid up to 10 years for a total combined incentive of $678,000. And that was a long-time vacant building, and so it was activated and now functions as a really great apartment complex in downtown, and they have a corresponding parking lot, improved parking lot across the street. This is a table showing completed and in construction residential projects from 2019 to 2028. With the year they open, the number of units, their incentive awarded, overall investment, and then percentage of total investment. The ones that have NA are there because they did not receive TIRZ funding, but those are residential units that we count towards the goal of overall housing within the TIRZ boundary. So a current project is 416 Flats. So that is located at 416 North Chaparral. It's a renovation of the 10-story building into 102 units and 2 retail spaces. It's proposed as market rate rental. If you recall, this used to be low-income housing, and the developer built Fish Pond in Uptown, moved the residents there, and is now rehabbing this place for market rate housing. Total cost is about $15 million. Total incentive is $3 million. So we will be bringing forward a proposed incentive change at probably the November or the January meeting. So right now, initially we were at 10,000, bumped it up to 30,000, and now looking at comparisons with other cities, benchmarking, we're going to propose increasing that to 50 to 75,000 a door. So increased incentives will direct future development. Average cost of 1 unit right now is $200,000 to $250,000, and those are city or program comparisons there. So office to residential conversion program, obviously this is something that we hear a lot because of our, some of the vacant high-rise buildings that we have in Uptown. There is an opportunity to address post-COVID office vacancies. The challenges are with the structural, the technical, and the financial complexities of accomplishing that goal. And then we have one building in Uptown that is currently vacant and for sale, and that is the Wilson Plaza. So in 2021, the DMD engaged our CLO, a real estate consulting firm, to do an overview of the residential market in downtown. What their findings provided was that Uptown could absorb 460 units over the next 5 years, 2021 to 2025, with the same amount in the preceding 5 years. And so this table tells us that that's 463 units, so 261 completed, 361 completed, 102 in construction. So we technically did achieve that goal, which is great. That's exactly what the market could absorb. And so now we're looking forward to the next 5 years. We do have 70 potential units on the horizon. So, we're looking about 100 units per year to accomplish the recommendation from RCLCO to absorb 920 units over the next 10 years. Looking ahead, we need to initiate a new residential study with a targeted approach for the office to residential conversion. So I'm going to engage RCLCO in the new fiscal year to do a study on conversion cost estimates and financial feasibility analysis for targeted TIRZ boundary buildings. We're also going to look to them to help with partner selection for development and property management. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Seeing that there's no questions, we have a DMD update now. Oh, sorry, Mark. Didn't see that.
I'll be quick.
Board Member Scott.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry I was late. Hey, whatever I can do to help. This is a big deal to me. I'm passionate about the conversion opportunities. I think that's the headwinds for downtown. And then when you bring on what might be happening at One Shoreline Plaza, I mean, I think that's where our energy ought to be. And I think if we can get that 500 additional units, it will profoundly, positively impact the downtown experience in any number of ways. So whatever I can do to help, please just keep me in the loop. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Arlene Medrano, DMD updates. We have 4 minutes. Okay, in organizational management, we had our final bridge walk. Councilmember Campos attended. It was fantastic. We had over 600 attendees come out to walk the bridge one last time. It was great. AEP and HEB both sponsored 500 T-shirts. We ran out. Unfortunately, people were not thrilled about that, but we were happy to have so many people in attendance. Downtown Revitalization Alliance, we had our annual meeting with some of our private sector stakeholders. That was in July. So we meet every other month. So some of these updates seem very dated, but this is what has happened since the last time we've been here. Taylor Street resurfacing was completed. That came in 6 weeks ahead of schedule and under budget. So we're really excited about that. Thank you to Mayan Engineering for managing that project. It looks fantastic. So this was as a result of really the increased traffic that this road saw with the Harbor Bridge redirection. So we're very happy. Cut 3 new driveways. It looks fantastic. In economic development, we currently have 14 projects in construction, 7 in pre-development, 5 in permits pending, and 4 in reimbursement phase. We had our first annual Downtown Development Summit, which was sold out, and that took place August 6th from 10 to 3 at House of Rock. We had keynote speaker Casey Lane, who is celebrated 20 years of being open at House of Rock. We had Chairman Roy there as one of our panelists speaking, as well as Michael Dice with the Development Services. It was a great panel. Very informative. Adelphos Coffee Roasters will be opening soon inside the Furman Foundry. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to Adelpho's. They currently have a food truck on Everhart, but they will now be in Furman Foundry. Great, beautiful spot. They did receive a TIRZ incentive, and so once they're done, they'll be headed to reimbursement phase. Street Corner by Lowly's is our second food truck to brick and mortar transition, and so they did receive their C of O, and they will be opening at the Art Walk in October. Very excited for them. Water Street Pergola, they received a TIRZ incentive. Last time we were here, project already is complete, so that moved very quickly and looks beautiful. In promotions, we celebrated Christmas in July, where we announced our holiday series, and we had our recap of the 2024 series. August Art Walk, so year over year, we had visits to the Marina Arts District increase from 2024 to 2025. Visits to Art Walk Footprint, an increase there, as well as an increase in visitors from 50 miles away or more. So we did have, we don't have September on here. I'll have to bring that next time. First Friday Art Walk, we celebrated our 15th anniversary. And we continue to have increased attendance every month, average 14,558 monthly residents, visitors. And so we had some oldies but goodies come back to help us celebrate with some former chairman of the board or president of the board and previous executive directors, et cetera. So it was a great reunion. Oh, there's September. Okay, so September was our music walk, art walk. So that is where we have 60 plus music artists featured throughout Art Walk. So always a great program. This is third annual. It's part of Corpus Christi being designated as a music-friendly city. So we partner with Visit Corpus Christi, the Film and Music Commission, as well as Casey Lane. These are some of the stages and special programming. Downtown Holiday Series, we'll be sending this out to you in an email so that way you can mark your calendars. We always love to host you guys at our Holiday Series events throughout November and December. And that concludes my presentation.
Well, thank you. And I'd like to thank everyone that attended today. Seeing that there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.